The 2020 NFL season is finally here. The New York Giants will be kicking off their season on Monday night against the Pittsburgh Steelers. But this first game of the season will be no cakewalk for the Giants. The Steelers have a tough defense with a couple of star playmakers and turnover machines. Daniel Jones and the new-look Giants will have to play a smart, turnover-free game if they want to start their season off with a win on Monday night. Welcome back to Fireside Giants. I'm Anthony, and today we will be breaking down the film and previewing the Giants' Week 1 matchup with the Pittsburgh Steelers. What are the keys to winning this game for the New York Giants? Well, if the Giants want to win in Week 1, they have to slow down Pittsburgh's defensive stars. The first one is Minka Fitzpatrick. Minka Fitzpatrick is a rangy, ball-hawking safety who has a knack for getting his hands on the football. Fitzpatrick forced 6 turnovers last season and was a stud in coverage. Minka's ability to read quarterbacks is what puts him in position to make so many plays. He is able to read and react and use his speed and range to get into position. This is why Minka has caught so many interceptions off of tipped passes. The ball might not have been thrown into his coverage on these plays, but Minka was rotating out of his coverage to help his teammates out after reading the quarterback's eyes and seeing where the ball is being thrown. This play against the Indianapolis Colts is a prime example. Minka Fitzpatrick is playing deep middle safety on this play in a cover 3 zone. The Colts are running a play on offense that should give them an open window to the tight end up the seam. This would be a tough throw, but there should be a window open between Fitzpatrick and the outside cornerback, because the outside wide receiver should draw the cornerback away from the middle of the field on his out-breaking route. This throw up the seam would likely have been there if the safety was not Minka Fitzpatrick. Brian Hoyer stares this route down the whole way, so Minka sees it coming instantly. As this play begins, watch Minka's eyes trained on the quarterback in the backfield. He is watching Hoyer and reacting to the quarterback's eyes. He jumps on this route right away and makes a nice interception, which he takes back 97 yards for a touchdown. Had Hoyer looked left, then right, he might have been able to get his tight end open, but Minka's hawk eyes were trained on Hoyer, and Minka was able to read the play like a short story. An even more impactful defender plays on the Pittsburgh defense. TJ Watt is one of the best and most versatile edge rushers in the NFL, and he could cause serious problems for Daniel Jones and the Giants on Monday. Daniel Jones is going to be under pressure in this Week 1 matchup. The Steelers had the best pass rush in the NFL last season, leading the league with 54 total sacks and a 30.5% pressure rate. This is a brand new young Giants offensive line that could struggle early on this season. Pittsburgh could exploit that and bring the heat in Week 1. The Steelers have some of the best individual pass rushers in the NFL on their team, like their star defender TJ Watt, who is entering his 4th season and coming off of a 2019 campaign that saw him finish as a first-team All-Pro. Watt recorded 14.5 sacks, 59 pressures, and 36 quarterback hits in 2019. TJ Watt rushes with incredible burst and speed off of the edge. He often wins with the speed rush, like this play against the Los Angeles Rams in 2019. Watt is playing down in a 3-point stance as the wide 9 technique, but as soon as the ball is snapped, he bursts off of the line of scrimmage and takes a wide angle, attacking Rob Havenstein's outside shoulder. Watt bends down, rips around the edge, and rips his right arm up to shield off contact from the right tackle. He finishes the play with an 8-yard sack on Jared Goff. The Steelers brought the heat on this play, blitzing 2 defensive backs playing moneybacker roles. This left Goff with nowhere to go. The pocket was collapsing, and Watt was able to capitalize on this. The other edge rusher, Dupree, also did an excellent job bull rushing Andrew Whitworth on the other side of the field, forcing Goff to slide to his right and get met by Watt for a sack. Here is another play from later on in that same game. Once again, TJ Watt uses his speed and bend around the edge to get to the quarterback, but this time he pokes the ball loose and forces a fumble. TJ Watt might have the cleanest get-off of any pass rusher in the NFL. He has tremendous burst and instantly snaps out of his 3-point stance to begin his pass rushes. The pass rush move that Watt uses the most is the dip and rip. He uses a speed rush to get leverage on the outside shoulder of a right tackle, then dips down and rips his right arm up to fight off the offensive tackle. This is something that could cause problems for the Giants in Week 1 as they line up Cameron Fleming at right tackle. Opposite of TJ Watt is another solid pass rusher, Bud Dupree. While Dupree is not an elite edge rusher like Watt, he is still solid in his own right. Dupree totaled 11.5 sacks in 2019, making him and Watt the top defensive duo in the NFL for sacks. Check out this relentless pass rush by Bud Dupree. Notice his advanced hand-fighting skills as he gets past one of the best left tackles in the NFL for a sack. Here is another play by Bud Dupree. On this one, he does not win with power. Instead, he wins with speed, putting together a killer spin move to the inside of the Browns' left tackle. Mayfield avoids the pressure, but Dupree does not give up. He stays relentless and finishes the play with a forced fumble. This leads us into the second key to winning the game for the Giants. The Giants need to limit their turnovers. In 2019, Daniel Jones led the NFL in fumbles. The gunslinger out of Duke fumbled the football 17 times in 12 starts. He also fumbled once extra in the fourth quarter of the Giants' Week 1 matchup with Dallas, playing in relief of Eli Manning for one drive. This is by far Daniel Jones' biggest weakness. He simply puts the ball on the turf too much. But what caused Daniel Jones' fumbles in 2019? Was it due to bad offensive line play, or is Jones the one to blame? Well, in truth, both the offensive line and Daniel Jones are at fault. They both contributed to multiple fumbles. Dave Gettleman recognized this, drafting Andrew Thomas in the first round to shore up Daniel Jones' blind side. Daniel Jones also recognized this, working tirelessly this offseason to gain muscle and strength while also being coached to have better pocket awareness. Let's take a look at a fumble that was caused by Daniel Jones himself. Check out this play against the Lions. Jones felt the pressure, panicked, and tried to throw a lateral pass to Saquon Barkley. The pass was inaccurate and ended up being a backwards pass, resulting in a fumble 6. Jones has to be smarter and not panic under pressure. This next play against the Cardinals is also a good example. Jones on this play just has bad awareness. He drifts far out of the pocket and allows a rusher to sack him from his right side. The right side should not be Jones' blind side, but on this play, both the left and the right were Daniel Jones' blind sides because he had such bad tunnel vision downfield. He never saw the rusher coming when he totally should have. But on this next play, Daniel Jones did not see the rusher coming, and that was not his fault. On this play, left tackle Nate Solder got beat badly and allowed the rusher a free lane to Daniel Jones' back. Jones got the ball out quickly on this play and stood in a clean pocket, but his left tackle failed him. It is important for Daniel Jones to limit the turnovers in Week 1 because of the team he is going up against. The Pittsburgh Steelers recorded a league-high 38 turnovers in 2019. TJ Watt accounted for 10 of those turnovers, and Minka Fitzpatrick forced 6 turnovers himself. Bud Dupree also forced 4 fumbles, making him and TJ Watt the top defensive duo for forced fumbles in 2019. This could spell trouble for the Giants' fumble-prone quarterback in Week 1. The Giants need to slow down the Steelers' defensive stars and limit the turnovers in order to win this game. If Daniel Jones comes out of this game with 0 turnovers, it will bode extremely well for his future and for this season. Thank you for watching this film breakdown previewing the Giants' Week 1 matchup with the Steelers by me, Anthony Rivardo, and Fireside Giants, an Empire Sports Media production. Be sure to subscribe for more film breakdowns just like this, as well as a ton of excellent New York Giants and NFL content. Leave a like if you enjoyed, comment what player you want me to break down next, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss a video. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.